Have you ever noticed how he seems drawn to you, but can't explain why? Like he's watching from the corner of the room, unsure of how to approach, but unable to look away. It's not your clothes, it's not your smile, it's something deeper, something he can't touch, but he can feel. Because true attraction isn't loud. It doesn't beg. It doesn't chase. It pulls, quietly, powerfully, like oxygen. And when a woman has that kind of energy, he will chase her like his next breath depends on it. A woman who knows her value doesn't need to shout it from rooftops. Her silence speaks. Her presence lingers. Her energy makes the air heavier around her. It's not about being prettier or louder. It's about being unforgettable. And queens, if he can't stop thinking about you, if he finds himself comparing every other woman to the way you made him feel, it's because you carry one of these irresistible qualities, not forced, not fabricated, just real. And real is rare. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. And when a woman starts thinking like she's worthy of the best, her entire energy shifts. She walks differently. She speaks slower. She doesn't rush to be chosen because she already knows she is the choice. He feels that. It's not neediness. It's not desperation. It's that subtle confidence that says, I'm not here to impress. I'm here to be experienced. Imagine a flame that doesn't flicker wildly, but burns with steady heat. A calm, glowing fire that doesn't chase, doesn't scream. It just is. That's the kind of woman he can't stay away from. She doesn't need him to survive. She's already whole. But her presence makes his world warmer. Her absence, ice cold. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding your own value in a world that keeps trying to make you forget. It's about knowing that the more you chase your own growth, your own beauty, your own peace, the more he will chase you. Because the truth is, a woman who glows from the inside out becomes magnetic. Beautiful woman, this is where you rise. No more shrinking, no more waiting for him to see your worth. You were never just a pretty face. You were the standard. You were the spark. You were the one he couldn't quite figure out, but couldn't stay away from either. Now is your time to remember it, because you're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be unforgettable to the one who matters. And that begins when you live as a queen. If this message spoke to your heart, if it reminded you of the power you carry, the beauty you forgot, and the glow that never left you, then show love back. Like this video and subscribe to the channel, queens. We're here working hard every single day to bring you content that helps you rise, heal, and remember exactly who you are. You deserve truth, you deserve strength, and you deserve to feel seen. Let's grow this space together. Number 1. She's the calm in his chaos, but never the one who gets burned trying to save him. Have you ever noticed how a man can be surrounded by noise, confusion, even attention, but still feel restless inside, and then she walks in, not loud, not demanding, just calm, a stillness that settles his storms, a presence that makes everything pause. He doesn't even know why. He just knows that when she's near, he breathes easier. That's the woman who becomes unforgettable, because she doesn't fight to fix him. She doesn't carry his chaos like it's her own. She stays centered. And that is power. That's the kind of woman he'll crave like oxygen, because she's the only thing that ever made his world make sense. But here's what makes her rare. She knows the difference between helping and saving. She won't burn herself to light his way. She won't abandon her peace to rescue a man drowning in his own choices. She is soft where it matters, and unshakable where it counts. He can feel it. She's his piece, not his project. As Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." And this kind of woman is brave enough to love without losing herself. She's not impressed by potential. She watches actions, and when his energy starts pulling her out of balance, she doesn't beg. She exits quietly, letting the silence teach the lesson her words never could. Imagine a lighthouse in a violent storm. The waves crash, the wind roars, but the light, it never flickers. That's her. She stands firm. She guides, but never follows the ship into the wreckage. That's what he will remember. That when his world was falling apart, she was the only thing that didn't. And when she's gone, that stillness will haunt him more than her absence ever could. Now, Queen, this is where you rise. You are not here to shrink for chaos. You are not built to rescue the lost. You are the calm, the clarity, the breath he never knew he needed. And when you choose your peace over proving your worth, you become unforgettable. You become the woman he compares every other to, and none ever match. So write this in the comments and claim your power. I am the calm he'll crave, but never the chaos I'll carry. And Queens, if this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here, working hard to bring you these life-changing lessons, because you weren't made to chase love. You were made to reign. Number 2. She doesn't chase because she knows her absence teaches louder than her presence ever could. Have you ever wondered why he starts chasing you the moment you stop showing up the way you used to? Why your silence suddenly becomes louder than every word you've ever said? It's because deep down, he never expected you to walk away. He thought your presence was permanent. He thought your loyalty meant you would always be there. But what he never understood is that a woman who knows her value never chases. She chooses. And when she chooses distance, it teaches him more than her attention ever could. There's a powerful truth in this. A man doesn't feel the weight of your love until it's no longer his to feel. When you pull back, when you stop showing up with that warmth, with that softness, with that devotion, he notices. And the silence, it cuts sharper than any goodbye. That silence makes him question everything, not because you're punishing him, but because you're protecting your peace. As the quote says, sometimes the loudest lessons come from the quietest exits. That is your power. You don't need to slam doors. You don't need to scream to be heard. Your absence does the talking. Your energy speaks volumes when it's no longer available. He'll notice when your name doesn't light up his phone. He'll feel it when your laughter no longer echoes in his space. And that is when the regret begins to settle in. Think of a candle. When it's burning, it lights up the room. But the moment it's blown out, you notice how dark everything really was. You were the warmth in his cold world. You were the calm in his chaos. But now he has to sit in the dark and ask himself why he let the flame go out. This is what makes a woman irresistible, not neediness, not trying to prove anything, but knowing exactly when to let go and watch him realize what he lost. Beautiful woman, this is your reminder. You are not meant to chase. You are meant to attract, not by force, but by being so whole on your own that he feels the emptiness when you're gone. So now, step into your power. Let your silence be your boundary. Let your absence be your strength. Because when a woman stops chasing, a man starts thinking. And when she doesn't return, that's the lesson he'll never forget. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. My absence is my power. Let the world know you are done chasing, done proving, done shrinking. You were never meant to be background noise. You were always the whole story. We're working hard to bring you real, life-changing lessons that help you rise, love better, and reign with the grace and power that has always lived inside you. Number 3. She mirrors his soul, then walks away when his reflection turns toxic. Have you ever seen a man fall in love with his own reflection, but only after a woman held up the mirror? That's what happens when he meets a woman who doesn't just smile and nod, but sees through him. She doesn't chase him. She understands him, and that is rare. At first, it pulls him in, deeply. He can't explain it. He craves it, because she sees the parts of him that even he hides. But here's what he never expects. When she sees the darkness in his reflection, she leaves. And when she walks away, it breaks something in him, because the same woman who once reflected his highest self has now left him to face the truth, alone. He doesn't miss her body. He misses the clarity, the light, the softness that never asked for anything in return. She didn't leave to punish him. She left to protect her soul. As Seneca once said, the bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling with adversity. But what he never understood is that the real greatness was her for walking away from a man who wouldn't fight to stay whole. He thought she would always hold the mirror. But mirrors don't stay in broken rooms. She saw who he could have become, but she also saw who he chose to be. Imagine a mirror in a quiet gallery. It reflects beautifully when the light is pure, but once the smoke enters, once the room turns dark, the mirror cracks, not from weakness, but from absorbing too much of what it was never meant to hold. That's her. She gave him reflection, depth, healing. But once his energy turned toxic, she stepped back. Not because she was afraid, but because she refused to break for a man who wouldn't evolve. Queens, this is one of the deepest things a man craves, a woman who sees him, but it's also the one he loses fastest when he takes her wisdom for granted. So let him watch now. Let him face the silence where your light used to be. Because the woman who once mirrored his soul is no longer standing in the room. This is your moment to stop reflecting his pain and start radiating your own light. Remember this: I will no longer hold mirrors for those who refuse to see. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. We are here, building soul-deep content to help you rise into the woman he'll never get over, and the queen you were always meant to be. Number 4. She's the rare book he skimmed too fast, and now he can't find it again. He thought he had more time. He thought you'd always be there, easy to reach, easy to read. But now he's flipping back through memories like worn-out pages, trying to find where it all slipped away. He skimmed through you like you were just another chapter, not realizing you were the whole story. And by the time he understood the weight of your words, your silence had already become the ending he never expected. Some women walk into a man's life like a mystery, but the ones who stay in his heart, they are the ones who reveal themselves slowly, page by page, moment by moment, with depth that takes patience to understand. You were never just another woman. You were the rare book that held all the truth he was too distracted to read. And now, that book is gone from the shelf. No copies, no reprints, just a memory he can't get back. As the quote goes, "He who rushes misses the meaning." That's exactly what happened. He rushed, he overlooked, he believed he had access to you forever, and now he sits with that one haunting thought. She was rare, and I lost her. Because the truth is, when a woman has depth, soul, and presence, she cannot be replaced. She can only be missed. Think of a first edition novel, rich with meaning, aged with wisdom, full of hidden truths only the patient can discover. That was you, but he chose flash over substance, sparkles over soul, and now his hands are empty. He's surrounded by noise, but missing the one voice that ever truly understood him. And now, beautiful woman, this is where your story changes. Not for him, but for you. This is where you stop letting your pages be skimmed by someone who never planned to read the ending. This is where you close the chapter with grace and start writing the kind of life that makes him realize he was never the author. He was just a passing reader. You are the story he will never get to finish. Affirmation: I am the rare book he'll never find again. Queens, write this in the comments and claim it. Let the world know that your worth will never be skimmed again. And if this message touched your heart, like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you the kind of truth that reminds you you were never average, you were always the masterpiece. Number 5. She doesn't compete because she knows a throne doesn't get lowered for the unqualified. He thought you'd fight for his attention. He expected you to lower your voice, your value, your standards, just to be picked. But you didn't. You let him believe he had options while you quietly removed yourself from the competition. Because deep down, you already knew a throne is not lowered for someone who was never meant to rule beside you. You don't run in races where the prize is a man who can't recognize worth when it's standing right in front of him. There's something magnetic about a woman who doesn't flinch at rejection, something unforgettable about a woman who refuses to prove herself. That kind of self-respect, it confuses him. It makes him wonder why you aren't chasing like the others. And that's when the shift happens. When he realizes the woman who didn't compete is the one he now craves the most. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free, and a woman who's brave enough to walk away from what doesn't serve her becomes untouchable." You don't win by playing his game, you win by leaving the field. And now? He's chasing a presence he once overlooked. Because what once felt ordinary is now irreplaceable. Think of a castle built high on a hill. It doesn't scream for visitors. It doesn't beg for attention. It exists. And because of its power, its strength, its elegance, it draws people in. That's the kind of energy you carry when you stop competing, when you stop shrinking, when you stop bending yourself just to be chosen. You're not in the business of proving you're better. You're in the business of being so whole, so centered, that no one else's attention defines your value. Let him try to replace you. Let him look for your energy in someone else. What he'll find is that the one woman who didn't fight for him is the one his soul keeps circling back to. Beautiful woman, your silence is not weakness. It's strategy. Your refusal to compete is not pride. It's power. He may not see it now, but he will. And when he does, it will be too late. Affirmation: I do not compete for what is already beneath my throne. Queens, if this truth hit your heart, write that affirmation in the comments and claim your worth. We are working hard to bring you the kind of wisdom that helps you stop waiting and start ruling. Number 6. She walks like every step is a goodbye he'll one day beg to undo. He didn't realize it at first. The way you moved, the way you started walking a little differently, not rushed, not desperate, not lost, just calm. Sure, like every step was leading you somewhere he couldn't follow. And now it haunts him. Because he can't forget the rhythm of your exit. It wasn't loud, it wasn't angry, it was final. A quiet kind of goodbye that still echoes in his chest like unfinished music. He thought you'd turn around, he thought you'd come back, But instead, you kept walking, stronger with every step. And here's the truth he's now forced to face. He never thought the day would come where you were done. He never believed the woman who once gave him everything could vanish so silently, leaving only the sound of her heels and the weight of her absence. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good woman should be one." And that's exactly what you did. You stopped explaining, you stopped chasing, you stopped showing up for a man who couldn't see the light you carried. And now that you've left, he sees it, he feels it, he's searching for the warmth, the softness, the magic you gave so effortlessly, and finding only cold spaces that don't compare. Imagine a hallway, long, echoing, lined with doors he never bothered to open when you were there. You walked through that hallway once, softly, hoping he'd follow, hoping he'd care. But now, you're walking with purpose. You're not looking back. And the sound of your steps is the only thing he can hear, because every click of your heel is a truth he didn't want to face. She's gone, and I let her go. This is the energy that makes him chase. This is the kind of presence he craves like air, but never valued until it disappeared. When a woman walks away with grace, with certainty, with her heart in her hands, and her worth on her shoulders, she becomes unforgettable. Beautiful woman, the way you walk now is not just movement, it's a message that says, "I choose me," and that, queens, is power no man can resist, because it's the power he never expected you to claim. Affirmation: every step I take leaves a silence he'll never forget. Queens, write this affirmation in the comments right now. Let the world know you're done shrinking. You're walking in power now, and every step shakes the ground. We are here working hard every single day to bring you life-changing lessons to help you rise, reclaim, and reign. Number 7. She gives without losing, loves without losing herself, and that balance is his addiction. He couldn't quite explain it, but he felt it. There was something about her. She gave, but never disappeared in the giving. She loved, but never got lost in the loving. And that mystery, that balance, it became the one thing he couldn't stop craving. He'd seen women lose themselves trying to win his heart. He'd seen love become begging, but not her. She gave him warmth without burning out. She offered her heart, but never put her soul on sale. And that is what made her unforgettable. She became his peace, not his project, his comfort, not his chaos. And while he thought he wanted a woman who would revolve around his needs, what he really needed was a woman who stood firm in her own. She didn't shrink to fit his world. She expanded hers so beautifully that he wanted to grow inside it. As Marcus Aurelius said, "To love only what happens, what was destined." No greater harmony. And when a woman learns to love without losing herself, that's exactly what she becomes: harmony. Her love doesn't drain him. It doesn't demand constant reassurance. It flows like calm water, stable, deep, impossible to replace. She doesn't try to be his everything. She already is everything. Think of a lighthouse. It stands tall, it shines, but it never leaves its ground to follow the ships. The ships come to it, because in the middle of chaos, real direction comes from stillness. That's what she gave him. Her energy said, You're welcome here, but I will not lose myself trying to keep you." That quiet strength, that non-attachment, it's not cold, it's divine. And now he's addicted, because once a man experiences love that doesn't suffocate, he can't go back to anything else. So let's be clear, this isn't about being hard or distant or unavailable. It's about knowing that love without self-respect isn't love, it's surrender. And beautiful lady, you were not made to surrender. You were made to glow, to give from overflow, to rise so whole that your presence alone teaches him how to treat you. Queens, this is your reminder. You can love deeply and still keep yourself sacred. Write this in the comments and claim it. I give without losing, and that's why he can't let me go. If this message lit something in your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here, working hard to bring you real, raw, and life-changing lessons, because you deserve more than crumbs. You deserve to reign.